deep snow and carefully pulled the lamb inside. He wrapped his own body around it, sharing his warmth. Miraculously, the lamb woke up. Overwhelmed with emotion, it could only express its gratitude with a tight embrace. But the storm outside was merciless. Trapped in the snow cave with no food and fading warmth, staying put meant certain death. The lamb, fearing it wouldn't make it, begged Luca to eat it instead. How could Luca ever agree? He refused firmly. But then, his stomach growled. Even in that desperate moment, the lamb let out a weak laugh and insisted once more, "Eat me, Luca." "Stop it." Luca roared in anguish, clutching his stomach. But he was a wolf. The instinct to eat when hungry was part of his nature, a truth he could never escape. He despised himself, he loathed the very fact that he was a wolf. If surviving meant devouring Xiaobai, what meaning was there in such a lonely existence? He rushed out of the cave, hoping to find some other source of food nearby. But instead, he stumbled right into the pursuing wolf pack. If they got any closer, Xiaobai would surely die. Luca couldn't bear that outcome. He would rather sacrifice himself than drag her down with him. Alone, he charged at the wolves. In an instant, the Wolf King sank its teeth into his neck. Crimson stained the snow, yet Luca struggled back to his feet. Just as the standoff intensified, snow on the mountaintop began to shift, then a sudden, roaring avalanche cascaded down, swallowing the entire wolf pack. By the next day, the storm had subsided. Xiaobai, having regained a sliver of strength, crawled out of the snow cave with difficulty. She searched desperately for Luca, but he was nowhere to be found. What she did find, spread out before her, was the jade forest she had dreamed of, more breathtaking than anything she had ever known. Birds sang, flowers bloomed, animals roamed freely, but Luca was missing. She wandered for what felt like ages, until exhaustion began to claim her. Just as she felt she could go no farther, the animals around her scattered in panic, shouting, "A wolf is coming!" Xiaobai knew it had to be Luca. She mustered her strength and dashed up a flower-covered slope. There, in the distance, was that familiar figure. She called out his name excitedly, and Luca began running toward her. But just before they could embrace, something struck her, and everything went dark. When she awoke groggily inside a cave, her first instinct was to reach for Luca. Instead, she was kicked away. The avalanche had stolen Luca's memory. Now, all he could think of was eating lamb. He didn't recognize Xiaobai, didn't remember himself, he even found her annoying. Xiaobai was shattered. She wasn't afraid of being eaten by Luca, she was terrified of being forgotten by him. If surviving together only led to being strangers in the end, she would rather they had never met, never shared that stormy night long ago. But then, Luca paused. "What stormy night?" he asked. At those words, something stirred deep within him. Memories, like fragments of a dream, flickered through his mind, the secret phrase they had made up that stormy night. And now, hearing it again, Luca remembered. His eyes cleared. He turned to Xiaobai, confused. "Why are you here?" he murmured. Xiaobai stood frozen, unsure, until she saw that familiar smile return to his face. Overwhelmed, she wept with joy. From that day on, the wolf and the lamb lived together in peace, forever, in their promised land, the Jade Forest, where boundaries faded and a bond stronger than instinct remained.